Okay, are we live? StreamYard says we're live. Uh, YouTube does not say we're live. Oh, looks like we are live. All right, we are now live. We are live from Arlington, Vermont. This is Happy Valley Hobbies. I'm Mr. K with Mr. K with Happy Valley Hobbies. And these are hobbies that make me happy. Close all the windows. AGV is like, hey. Yeah. AGV is sort of like saying that, hey, it's like, hey, you got all these things that are wrong and all that. And, well, that is not sort of kind of true, but it's good for advertising, I guess. So it looks like we got, it says two are watching now. Not sure who the second person is. Mark E. Sanders. Why, hello there, and how are you this evening? This evening I have a. It's not an unboxing because it's a bag, so it's an unbagging, I guess. It's something that I wound up winning because of StreamYard. So it's one of those things of I know what it is, but it's one of those things of I guess normally they every Sunday they have a live thing, which is after Sidetrack Sunday. So hello, Boiler Maker Rick. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I've actually found out that even though StreamYard has its own chat, usually I put the chat on this screen over here, so it's a little bit easier to. It actually comes up first on YouTube chat, then it comes on the StreamYard chat. Plus, there's a couple of other things. Apparently, I'm able to do with YouTube chat that I cannot do with what I'm not able to do with the StreamYard chat. One is turn around if someone has shown that they're they're good enough to be a moderator and all that. I can make them a moderator on the YouTube chat, but oh, that's interesting. Someone was showing up was on YouTube chat, but not StreamYard. Huh. Well, I usually don't have that many people at this time, so I have not seen that problem yet. But it's a good question. It's a good thing to know. I'm still slowly getting used to the flow of StreamYard. I've had excuse me. I have been using Zoom for a while, mainly because yeah, I've been using Zoom. I was using it for a while, so it's one of those things. It was something I was comfortable with, but now that, however, Zoom is not really a very good, in my opinion. It's good for what it's designed to do, and it's not quite designed to do live streams. So it's one of those things of trying to what is it now? Trying to use a sports car to do off roading. Doesn't yes, it could be done, but usually not usually a good idea to find out. But even though they weren't able to. Rick, maybe because they might have not figured it out, but maybe StreamYard itself has fixed that problem. It's one of those things that you let StreamYard know what's going wrong and all that, and then you have to toss it in their court, and hopefully things can be figured out. And that's what the things are. I know one of the things that I know Anthony Dodge from the Train Outsider has said that he wasn't able to make it in because he normally has family time at this time. I know the last time I made a major change in my live stream. Originally, I was doing it Thursday around 7. Then I decided to go Friday at 3:30 at 4:30. Or was it 3:30? Well, originally it was 3, and then it wound up going to, or originally it was 4, then it wound up going to 3:30 because I was running into Anthony Dodge's live stream. So as a preamble, and that's why I sort of moved to this time slot to sort of do the same, to be ahead of Sidetrack Sunday. So if somebody wants to have something beforehand, originally Humanity Junction was sort of pushing that I should start a YouTube channel, and I was unemployed at the time, so I did. And then less than a month later, I did something silly and got employed. So that threw, going headlong into doing live streams at that point. Now I'm sort of doing it as more as therapy. I do not believe I would have not gotten as far as I have with my modeling without this, because I would have, didn't have a reason to do it. But now I have, now I have a reason to sort of like, okay, I need to, at least do something. And speaking of doing something, let's change camera angles. As I said, I'm still slowly getting used to the flow of StreamYard, because Zoom and StreamYard does have a definite different flow. For one, is that there's not as much as a delay in there's not that much of a delay with Zoom. Zoom had about a good 20-second delay and all that. So now realizing that I haven't figured out the exact timing of StreamYard yet, but it is much smaller, a much smaller delay than what Zoom has. So we'll look at what I am doing is I have 3 of these kits, but this one was sort of as close to as built as the instructions said. This one I've done a modification, and one of the modifications I did with this is I wound up removing the battery box, or not battery, toolbox. That was normally, the toolbox was normally on the caboose, because these are bobber caboose trucks. So I removed the battery box and did it more as a normal, how it was normally, which was, eliminating that and also trying my best to make that the same size. And then, I did it with both. That's why there's a lot of extras thing. There's the what's left of that box. Probably will use those as probably throwing it, instead of throwing them away, just add them as part of the weight for the car. Because this by taking this off does take some weight off of the car. So since you're removing weight, you need to add weight. But as you can see, I got everything all nice and painted. All right. So we'll take that over here, put that over there. I was using my mascot as a holder. Wound up buying this at the local train show, and some people might recognize what that locomotive is. But it's my mascot. I decided the first time I bought that style of oh, hello there, Curly. Thank you for coming in. One of the things I got to do this year is change the location of my monitor, because the monitor is that away, not that away. But this again, this is a bobber. It's called Congoina Miles, which makes the model. They call it the bobber boxcar. It's not an actual, just like most of the stuff that Congoino Miles makes, they're not exact replicas, but he does use the normal practice of, this would get close to what a prototype was. So all right, let's go that way. And I wound up using a saw to cut do the initial cuts on these castings, and then using first a regular, what they call a bastard file, to get the majority down, and then smaller files to do the smaller stuff. And of course, painted it with Citadel paints. Oops, use that one. Started as boxcar red. What I'm using for black is Dollar and Rodney black, which I might actually wind up using the gray next time, because black seems to really darken it. This is their 25-foot model for Congarino models. Now, the interesting thing is with ooh, wow. Look away from the chat and it gets so it goes nuts. All right. Hello there, Wigwag and James. So, a couple of the more active people are on, which is good. All right. Well, let's separate everything now. And this time I'm trying to, building the second one, I'm going to see about doing it a little bit more, try a slightly different way. Mainly to see if I can do it a little bit better flow. I'm not sure if that's the way to call it. one thing they said right off the, they had you put I think it was the doors together first and bracing, and then paint stuff, but it doesn't quite sound right. So I painted first, then I'm going to put all the parts together. One thing I have noticed that when I was doing these, I wound up doing them in the summertime. So I think things were a little bit more humid than they are now. It's very dry here in very, very dry here in Vermont now. Well, hello there, Kyle. Thank you for coming in. Also, John Blansky also showed up. Thank you for coming. Hopefully I got that close at least. I know sometimes I could be annoyed when people get my last name wrong, but then again, I've also came to the conclusion that people automatically spell it wrong because it starts with a hard K, so they automatically start calling it with a K instead of a C. I wound up years ago getting a history of names things, and there's 8 correct spellings for it. So when I learned about that, I'm like, that explains why no one gets it right, because of that. All right, we're done with that. That will wind up saving, since it's siding and all that, we'll save for another project. Banicki. Okay. I'm good with names. I'm good with faces. I have a hard time putting them together, but Banicki. I'll eventually get it right. Can I see the white? Yes. Curly Express, I can see him. Of course, I'm using the YouTube chat, not the StreamYard chat. So let me double check to see if he's on the other chat. Yes, he is also on the StreamYard chat. Ah, Polish. Gotcha. Well, John, mine technically, from what I understand, is English, but I have an odd feeling my last name, Katie, might be Irish, or not Irish, Scottish, because of caddy, which is a variation of it, because there is a job title of caddy, normally associated with golf. So that's my assumption. But on the early days of language, between writing stuff down and pronouncing it, they spoke it phonetically, and there have been, from what I understand, there have been times where someone has been born with one name and married with another and died with a different spelling. and then different spellings in between. Okay. All right. Now it looks like I didn't need to paint this. All right. It's sort of odd, but we'll go with it. And, or you should have more than one piece, because I only got one piece of 1/16. 1/16 square. I have an odd feeling you should have more. Oh, well, we'll put these here. Actually, before we start cutting this, and since we got a bunch of people now watching, I will do an unbagging first. It's not an unboxing because it is a bag. A couple of weeks ago, I wound up winning something. And let's see, yeah, it's going to be a little large in the frame and all that, but let's see, can we just peel it off? It looks like we can peel it off. No cutting involved. But all right, we got on the top the StreamYard duck. StreamYard, I guess from my understanding, every Sunday night, they have a questions and answers with the basically the original developers of it. So it's one of those things of I guess they do a giveaway also. And since it was the new year, they gave 3 different things. One is their duck. Not sure why they picked the duck, but second is the StreamYard pillow. So that's interesting. And then last but not least is a StreamYard hoodie. So, all right. Ooh, interesting. Green insides. Now, personally, I like hoodies with a zipper down the front, but I look at it this way. It's like, well, if it's it's free. And wait a second, is this? No, this is first I thought it was embroidered, but it's not embroidered. That would have been, would have been nice and all that. But got another hoodie. So, but those are it's one of those things that I was half tempted to say this is the new mascot, but this is not my mascot. So it looks like the wings are sewn on there. So, well, the beak does open. But, well, that's what I won from StreamYard the first time I actually got on their live stream, to talk about, all things StreamYard. And they were having a contest of, spinning the wheel to see who wound up winning. One guy said I forgot which one it was, but he did say he did like the channel name. So But then again, I'm not sure. It's one of those things of, did he actually like it, or did he say it because, well, it's good PR? But I am planning on, after Sidetrack Sunday, to go on to their live stream, be part of the audience. Hello there, Randall. Thank you for coming in. All right. Of course, well, showing everything off. Yeah, that is true also, John. People's names have changed over the years. Usually the English ones didn't, though, because, well, they're English. But I could be completely wrong on that. Yeah, the dog would definitely love the duck toy. Yes, I would assume that. However, I do not have any pets, so... Who is doing STS? I believe this might be Rick's addition to the rotation, I think. That's one thing I probably should turn around, and since now I've moved my time and all that, to turn around and making sure I have the right schedule. And somehow maybe print it out, so when people ask, hey, who's on STS this week, I can honestly say, hey, it's, you know, the one in the one who is in that. Mark that off. What I should have done is grab the vacuum cleaner to clean off the metal parts off first before starting this. All right, there's that. Yeah, it's not going to be long enough for that. So I must be missing a 1/16 square piece. But, oh well, I got plenty other pieces. It's one of those things. I do have a stash of stuff. So, of course, the question right now, I'm in the process of making plans to go to Amherst. So, who is wandering to Amherst? I know some of the people that are heading over there. I believe Heath is heading over there, along with Andrew Epstein. All right, let's bring this over here. Put some diluted glue here. All right. Yeah, I'm assuming not knowing where people live. Well, some people I know live. when they might be on the wrong side of the border, or the north side of the border. As far as I know, I don't know anyone from the south of the border. Yeah, I would have to say there has been recently a bunch of train shows that have been going on, but you're nowhere. I remember correctly, they were nowhere near the Northeast. They were in the East, but not the Northeast. Hence, they were a little on the far side to be able to get to. But Amherst is only only 3 hours. However, the Quaker meeting that I've been going to, Bennington Friends, at first I thought it was a conflict of scheduling conflict. And however, it's a scheduling conflict, which is a good thing because it's going to be held in Woolman Hill, which is only an hour away from Amherst. So it's one of those things of, instead of having stayed down 2 days down at Amherst, I think I'm only going to be doing 1 day, which is going to be on Sunday. And then go from there. Yeah, I think the thing is with being so dry, as soon as you add glue or something like that, it wants to expand. That's why one of the reasons why I pre-painted everything, because everything wanted to warp. One of the things is that putting these bracings on, they do say be careful of where the grab irons are going to go. But as you can see, the starting to warp. That's one of the disadvantages I would have to say with wood kits, is that they, depending on the time of the year, depends on when they like to warp or not. And it's very, very dry in the wintertime. So that's why I wound up painting them first, to keep the warpage down. Just with these really, really thin parts. I'm also supposed to be, according to the instructions, supposed to be able to put bracing there, but I do not have bracing. Unless I make bracing. I wonder. Let's see if we can make bracing. Because is this... This is 1/16 deep. Is this 1/16? Yeah, this is 1/16. So we can cheat and make our own bracing. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's interior bracing, so no one's going to be seeing it. Whoops. That went horribly wrong. Okay. Now, we got bracing for these. Well, thank you for coming in, Mark. And have a good week. And hope to see you next time. Okay. So for this, we'll give it a little extra room. Not necessarily go right to the end. And we'll cut it that way. Cut it that way. Actually, and we'll make that one a little bit. We'll go with that one being longer. Sort of like make it the same size. I put those aside. All right. Now, things with this bracing, I mean, it's obviously with this bracing, there's only one spot to put it, but this bracing, it's sort of go different places, I guess. So we'll slap on some glue. We'll go on the flat sides, not what I cut, because my cutting wasn't completely straight. We'll get it close. This is basically what this is doing, is keeping it so the walls don't warp. But the ends, I don't think really warp too much. Okay. Let's see. That's the roofing. Okay, yeah, I guess there is some strip wood that's missing. All right. Da-da-da-da-da. Let's go back here. We'll put this in there, which means we will take one of these. Basically, I think what happens now by taking the battery boxes off, all of a sudden you're able to see these spacers. So what I'm going to do is only use one spacer instead of two, because you might be able to, because once you put it together, you might see, might wind up seeing the second spacer. Take these up here. Separate that there. Sometimes trying to find all the little tabs can be a slight challenge. Some tabs might be thicker than other ones. All right, that takes care of the floor portion. Now we'll take out these. Now, what I do is I do not throw these away, these center sections, because they can be used for something else. And one of the things I do wind up using is I wound up cutting a portion of this one to make sort of like the brake wheel for a mechanism for the brake wheel, which is on this one's a little bit more, I think, accurate. But this one I used, this one actually has a pin from other kits, whereas on this one, this is an actual floral wire, which right now I can't find where the roll is. That's the reason why I went with the longer gearing. Well, hello there, Trackside Mike. 5 to 6. Nice. Well, according to what I have, it's like there's 9 likes. Which thank you for the likes. It's one of those things. It's nice to have feedback at times, but at the same time, don't want to get too caught up on feedback. But it is nice to know that hopefully I'm doing a good job. And also I'm also trying to make it so my live streams are rewatchable. All right, so we got that. Let's see what we got here. Got that. Yeah, the thing is that this is not square. So yeah, let's see, do it this way. I would have to say, because I cut off the boxes, the toolboxes, it's not going to be thick enough for two of them. So we're only going to use one then. All right. I broke the frame. That's just wrong. Let's bring that back. I'll probably wind up using super glue on that joint. All right. All right. Talk about centering things on this frame. Let's see how centered can I get this? 20. Okay. So that mark right there is the 10-foot mark. These cars are 20 feet long, so they're about the same size as a 20-foot container, I guess. Or 20-foot equivalent. 20-foot equivalent units, as I guess they're called. All right, let's see. So in this case, we'll take our diluted glue, which is mostly it's diluted white glue with a couple of drops of detergent in it. Normally I would use this for ballasting. And normally I would use normal white glue for stuff. And that might not have been a smart idea, because you can see everything's starting to warp right now. And it's warping all over the place. And as you can see, that's almost like it has there's an S-curve in that one. Well, hopefully it winds up drying out. Center portion doesn't look as warped. It's slightly warped. So in other words, I should have used super glue on that one, because that would not have worked. Oh wow! Look how that warped. All right, we'll take everything apart and let it dry. Hopefully it dries flat again. So all right, this project, I want to say, under dry conditions, pretty much likes super glue, not wood glue. So, all right, let's see if we can throw this together. And one thing I should say about the bracing is to make sure that the bracing is not going to interfere with the with the handrails. Which, since that didn't stay on, I can slightly reposition it. Have it go a little bit higher. Let's see where this fits again. And now I can put it in between the handrails. Not worry about that. But wow, this has really gone nuts. Let's see if we'll add some glue on the other side to sort of hopefully straighten it out. Not sure if it's going to, but at least have it so it's just as saturated on the other side. Maybe that'll cause it to warp back. I don't know. From what I understand, that's what they do in welding. And this. All right. And it looks like everyone's saying goodbye to Rick. Well, all right. Not sure why you think it's best for you to leave, but okay. And okay, custom signals. Okay. That's the question I was sort of kind of wondering. Dwight, why is he leaving? Why did he say that it's best for him to leave? Unless the conversation wound up going to football. You know, some people are very sensitive about teams, so I don't know. I'm the type of person that rather do things that you participate in, like building models. Not really a watch everything person. Oh, I did not notice this. That's going to be annoying. There's a there's a hole missing here. How am I going to make that a hole? Huh. That's going to be annoying. But I'm going to have to find a way to make a hole in that one for the axle. And I have normal drills, and that I do not believe is a normal drill. So, well, that's going to have to be a challenge to figure out. On this one, it's like they were too deep on one side and not deep enough on this. At least it had 4 holes. I'm not quite sure how this is going to work out. With all the warping and everything. Oh well. Well, that's going to be a challenge that I'll eventually going to have to figure out. I got to figure out before installing this. So, yay. Yeah, I mean, there's sometimes when it comes to teams and all that, somebody gets they turn around and hit the very passionate about the game at hand. He thought it was Rick tonight. Wick Reg. Yeah, I think it's Rick tonight. Because if I remember correctly, the train freak Jason was doing the third week, and I believe it's the third week. But I would have to say it might be a good thing that we don't. As far as I know, there's no one from Europe over here, which has a different definition of football. Well, I think because everything's deciding to warp like crazy. Plus, I don't know where my right-angled clamps are. I'm gonna start slowing us down. So, because Sidetrack Sunday is coming soon. So let me switch cameras. He has a special guest? What's that special guest? Okay, all right. And nuts. So, well, all right, James. Thank you for coming, and thanks for everyone for being here. Thank you, John Benicki. Did I get it right? Well, Freak is the train freak is because of his job. He's not able to do it as much as he used to do. I guess he is doing every now. Well, thank you, Randall. I believe he's not able to do it at at that specific time. So, all right. Well, thank you, Kyle. It's one of those things I was thinking of having it so I would, one of the things I would have tendency to do is keep on. Well, thank you, Wigwag, is to making sure that I'm off before the other one starts, because that's one thing I kept on. Sundays at 7 p.m. All right, that's I'm trying to do like 6:45 to 7:45, so I'll be so I'll remember to turn stop before Sidetrack Sunday starts. That's one thing I was sort of unfortunately doing with Anthony Dodge, was I kept on running over and then happened to realize that, oh, wait a minute, he's still on now. So So I'm thinking about 6:45 to 7:45. So there's a 15 minutes to sort of leeway of running over or something like that. Or some people will like turn around and they can turn around and use the facilities or eat or something like that and go from there. So thanks everyone for coming. And thank you for the support and for the chatting, even though I still had to figure out a way to change it. I mean, it's perfect for what they call the headshot, because I got the monitor there, got a monitor there, and I got the main monitor here, but it's not set up for it gives everyone a 5-minute break. So that's what I'm thinking of. So I'll let everyone take their break and all that, and I'll see you next Sunday. And for my tagline is, I think the world needs more love. So find your passion, add some silliness to it, and spread it around. Good night.